The amount of people who train their glutes is crazy. So yeah, if you go in the gym, you can see people training the glutes, particularly the ladies. They're obviously doing loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of glute exercises. Once I was in a gym and I saw a lady doing some glute exercises, and I kind of went into the treatment room, did my first patient, came out, she was doing different glute exercises. So I went back in with my next patient, came out again, and she was again training her glutes with a different set of glute exercises. And this kept happening through the morning. And then I went and did a workout in that same gym, which took me about 45 minutes. I did multiple different body parts. And as I left the gym, she was still there training a different set of glute exercises. She must have been in the gym for 3 hours training glutes, which is crazy. Obviously, there's an obsession with glutes. But do you need this many exercises? Obviously not that much volume, of course. But what exercises are good? One of the common ones that's often given from physios and often done by people is they put a band around their knees and do sidestepping type activities and things like that, maybe even squats with that on there as well. But what is the best band position for, say, like a sidestep, like an abduction sidestep? Is it around the knees? Is it around the ankles? Or even is it around the feet? And this is what they looked at here in a study. So they had a study where they basically measured muscle activation of the glute medius, and obviously they wanted to find out what was getting the best amount of glute medius activation on the EMG, but they didn't want obviously other muscles firing, particularly the tensor fascial lata, and that's what they did. They basically put it on the glute max, the glute medius, and also on the tensor fascial lata, just to see what activation was there. So they were looking for minimal TFL, tensor fascial lata activation, but maximal glute medius activation. So they compared, like I said, around the knees, around the ankles, and around the feet. And this is what they found. So they found that actually around the feet was the best position. It activated the glutes the best with the minimal amount of tensor fascial lata contraction, which is what we were looking for all along. Now the reason for this is obvious when you think about it. When it's around the knees, there's no rotational control required, not really. If it's around the ankles, much the same. But if it's around the feet are going to pull inwards because of the band, which means you've got to have external rotation control as you sidestep. So you're getting more rotational load, which obviously is going to help with the glute activation and not so much with the TFL. And also the lever arm is longest. So obviously the lever arm is the length from the axis of motion of the hip joint to where the resistance is applied. So obviously there's the longest lever arm there as well. So because of them two reasons, that's why around the feet is the best position. So if you're going to do this exercise, then it is probably best to do it around the feet. So anyway, interesting study, just looking at glute training, and obviously when people are very obsessed with glute training, it's just quite interesting to bring this one to people's attention. So anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.
Perfect.